Worcester News tonight, Worcester police are investigating a suspicious death in the city. Witnesses report they saw the van where a body was found in the same spot for almost a month. Plus, could handheld cell phones soon be banned in Massachusetts? A distracted driving bill receives more support from lawmakers. We begin tonight with developing news in Auburn. Good evening, I'm Olivia Lemon. Police are investigating a fatal car crash on Route 20. Police say one person is dead and one person is in custody at the hospital. The second is one of the drivers. He originally fled on foot, but he was found a short time later. We're told Sutton police apparently had an interaction with him earlier today, and surrounding towns were told to be on the lookout. He was seen driving erratically prior to the crash. Traffic is being diverted off at Millbury Street. Drivers are asked to avoid the area. After a cloudy, humid day with threatening dark clouds, things should be clearing up for tomorrow. It looks like we can expect to see sunny skies with temperatures in the high 70s. Let's get a first look at our local forecast.
Hey there, good evening. Across Worcester, we had a warm afternoon and we kept it dry with those storms and showers that moved through overnight, but improving weather and lowering humidity the next 12 hours. 72 degrees through 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 68 degrees, a few clouds clearing, and that humidity continues to lower overnight tonight, while our weak boundary that just kind of kept some clouds in play will continue to sink farther to the south. Isolated sprinkle, perhaps across southern Worcester County, but most of us, we're going to stay nice and dry and comfortable overnight tonight with the lowering humidity. But we're in store for an amazing stretch of weather. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s to low 80s all the way through the weekend. And it's been a long time since we've had a weekend like this. In your exclusive 10-day forecast, I'm tracking that next round of rain. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Pamela. Worcester police are investigating a suspicious death. The body was found inside of a van Wednesday after being towed. The vehicle had apparently been parked there for a while, and while people who work nearby say they are concerned, our Rosalind Flaherty spoke with those today and joins us now on the investigation. Rosalind.
Olivia, we still don't know much more than 24 hours after the body was found. Witnesses say the van was parked right here behind me for a long period of time.
I buy it every day coming to work. Never really notice it, just see it sitting there.
This is the place Danny Thomas says a blue van had been parked for a month. It's the same one Worcester police found a body inside of Wednesday.
It just looked like a regular van, and where it was, you might, driving by it, you might have thought that it was just one of the vans at the commercial shop.
Police say the van was towed from this parking lot on Park Avenue. When it arrived at Early's tow yard down the street, the body was discovered. Police are calling this a suspicious death.
Considering how long it's been sitting there, yeah, that is very surprising.
Marlboro police say the van was registered there and was reported stolen last month. Brianna Sullivan works near where it was found. She says although she never noticed the van, the situation is unsettling.
People coming up and down the street all the time, so anyone or anything could have happened.
The medical examiner took the body and will perform an autopsy to determine how this person died and how long the body was in the car.
I am not that shocked, but at the same time it is shocking that it did happen. It's unfortunate to whoever's family has to deal with it now.
The autopsy should give us more details. Police are asking if anyone has any information to contact them. Live in Worcester, Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
A West Boylston man is charged in connection to a stabbing outside of Hurricane Betty's Wednesday night. Worcester police were called to a local hospital around 1 a.m. this morning for reports of a stabbing victim. They say a 28-year-old male victim was stabbed outside of the Adult Entertainment Club on Southbridge Street. Miguel Perella of West Boylston was charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. The trial continues in the Blackstone House of Horrors case. Serica Murray is facing a murder charge for 2 of the 3 dead infants found in her home back in September 2014. Today, a Massachusetts State Police sergeant took the stand and described the filth found in the home.
That was when we located the the human remains.
Disturbing and graphic testimony in the so-called Blackstone House of Horrors murder trial Thursday. Police and medical examiners took the stand describing the discovery of 3 sets of infant remains found in closets inside Erica Murray's St. Paul Street home in 2014.
The first set of remains appeared to be a human infant in an advanced stage of decomposition and partial mummification.
Murray had no visible emotional reaction as crime scene photos from when the dead babies were discovered were shown as evidence.
The first infant, I believe, was wrapped in what appeared to be, I think, sweatpants. The infant had an attached umbilical cord and placenta.
The medical examiner saying all 3 babies appeared to be right around newborn age.
I believe this infant was possibly born alive.
The second and third set of remains were found diapered and dressed in newborn clothes. Graphic photos even showing the skeletal remains sticking out of yellow baby socks.
The infant had a diaper over which was the white onesie, over which was the blue, and then I think wrapped in the sweatshirt.
Testimony continues Friday at 9 a.m. and we are expecting to see video of Erica Murray's police interview shown in court. At Worcester Superior Court, Alicia Palumbo, Worcester News Tonight.
The weather is finally getting warmer and swimming season is near, which also means taking precautions. Westboro Fire Department says people should be aware of their swimming level and never go into lakes or ponds alone. The fire department trains for water rescues and says seconds count. Lieutenant Dan Hare recommends avoiding unsupervised water.
We would just recommend for the Westboro residents that we have Lake Chauncey, and when the beach is open, we have lifeguards, and to swim in the swimming area. That's your best bet. I mean, anytime you go to a lake or pond that doesn't have lifeguards, you're really taking your life in your own hands, and depending on who you're with and the situation, it's just very risky.
There have been 2 drownings in the area this week. One boy drowned in a Hopkinton Lake and another in a Clinton Pond. Massachusetts Senate passes a statewide distracted driving bill unanimously Thursday. The legislation bans the use of handheld cell phones while driving. People impacted directly by distracted driving say this will help save lives. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us live now with the latest. Brittany.
Olivia, Emily Stein's father was killed in 2011 after he was struck by a distracted driver. She's been advocating for this bill ever since and says it could go in effect as soon as July 1st.
I've spent the last 5 or 6 years trying to push the hands-free bill to pass in Massachusetts.
The Massachusetts Senate votes Thursday to ban the use of handheld phones while driving. It's something Emily Stein has waited a long time for.
It will be exciting to say, finally, after a decade of trying to get a hands-free bill passed. So it's time. I'd love to say that we are the 19th state in the U.S. to pass.
In 2011, Stein's father, Howard, was killed by a distracted driver. The 61-year-old had pulled over on the side of the road to secure a tarp on his truck when a driver programming their GPS swerved into the breakdown lane and struck him.
It was a driver programming a GPS while driving, something that's still illegal today. So it's, every day when you see somebody driving using their phone, it becomes personal because you realize how easy it is to lose somebody you love because of something that's so preventable.
The House and Senate have now both passed their forms of the hands-free driving bill. Lawmakers say it will improve safety.
It passed unanimously. They're going to be paying attention to their surroundings and what may be right in front of them to avoid, could be a person.
There is enough technology to adapt to being able to use a phone hands-free, and quite honestly, we've seen instance of traffic fatalities. It's a very good bill. It had bipartisan support. It's really going to help roadway safety.
Stein says if the conference committee combines the 2 bills quickly, it could go into effect next month.
We're really pushing for that July 1st deadline, and Governor Baker's on board. He said very strongly that he will sign the bill, get it to his desk.
Stein says if lawmakers meet the July 1st deadline, the state could qualify for millions of dollars in funding from the State National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration for educating the public. Live in Worcester, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Today marks the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion in France. Almost 160,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy during the battle in World War II. Worcester's Veteran Service Director Edward O'Connor says D-Day led to freedom for millions who had been suffering under Nazi occupation. He says it's important to honor those who fought.
I think it goes to show sort of the power of what happens when people come together for the right reasons. You know, that's really what it's focusing on.
And a World War II memorial on Worcester City Common features water jets representing the two main theaters of the war. The granite piers are engraved with the names of the 518 city residents who were killed or listed as missing in action during World War II. A Holden native discovered his love of mountaineering while in Boy Scouts in town. He now lives in Los Angeles, but says it's always been his goal to climb Mount Everest. As our Chandler Walsh explains, he finally completed that goal this year.
Mark Perella knows what it's like to be 29,000 feet up on the summit of Mount Everest. The Holden native accomplished the feat last month in Nepal. He says training every day for the altitude and difficulty was necessary.
On my work days, I'd spend about 3 to 4 hours training. On my days off, it could be anywhere from 8 to 12 hours.
Perella made it, but not everyone on his trip was so lucky. This year is one of Everest's most deadly climbing seasons, with 11 deaths so far. 2 were in Perella's group. This video was the last time everyone in his group was together. It was taken by his good friend Ravi, who passed away.
From the summit, it took him too long to get back down to Camp 4. Where I believe he ran out of oxygen. His Sherpa dragged him all the way down, got him into his tent, but it was too late.
Many say the high death toll is due to overcrowding. Perella thinks the biggest issue is inexperienced climbers.
You saw some climbers up there that I don't believe should have been on Everest yet, or maybe at all, depending on their discipline with training.
Perella says all climbers know Everest is a calculated risk.
Those people that did, perish on Everest, they knew that. And instead of calling it a tragedy and a shame, I think their lives should be celebrated.
Perella does want to climb Everest again, but doesn't know when. His next climb will be another mountain in Nepal called Ama Dablam. He has an organization called Climbs for Cancer to raise money for the Redondo Beach Cancer Support Community Club. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
More than a dozen Worcester Public School valedictorians are honored for their hard work. A ceremony at the Worcester Regional Airport today will allow them to take flight in their future with a special gift from the airport. Our Gretchen LaRosa has the story.
13 valedictorians from Worcester area high schools are honored at the Worcester Regional Airport.
We're excited about their future, and it's a great way to introduce one of our airline partners here to the Worcester Regional Airport.
City and state leaders recognize them for academic excellence.
I would tell students work hard, study hard. Rewards come from hard work and effort, and this is just one example of that.
It shows that the community cares about you, and I think that's important for students to know.
The 13 valedictorians are being awarded 2 round-trip tickets to a destination of their choice, departing from Worcester Regional Airport.
And it's, I think, a testimony to the hard work and the reward this is for these young people.
With JetBlue, American Airlines, and soon to be Delta, we can connect anywhere across the United States.
Johnny Lee is attending Northeastern University in the fall. He graduated with a 4.87 GPA, one of the highest of the group.
Feels like a great burden's taken on my back that's finally there. I worked so hard and I get to have it now. It feels good.
North High School valedictorian Amy Ho says her family drives her academic success.
It means a lot because I'm top of the class, and my sister was the same thing. So it makes me happy to know that, it's like following in the footsteps of the family.
We spoke with say they are so grateful for the airline tickets, and after all their hard work, they plan on taking well-deserved vacations. Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.